If you feel like you've lost your sense of self after a breakup or job loss or change in a significant relationship, this video will help you distinguish between your role and your identity. This is another life lesson I experienced. I recall sitting in my therapist's office and hearing her say my role was as a wife, but that it wasn't my identity. I had no idea what she was talking about. I saw my whole identity as the spouse of my partner, but something very clear came through to me in that moment. I messed up. I should not have made my sense of self all about what should have been one aspect of my life. I had friends and interests that were separate from my relationship, but I placed the most value and importance on the relationship with my husband. When I looked back over my past relationships, I'd done the same thing, made too much of my identity about who I was in that relationship. But separate from them, I'd been a writer, a friend, a daughter and sister, a traveler, a student, and other roles. Instead of maintaining a balance in my roles, it was weighted significantly toward my role as a partner. And you can imagine that if you are building a life with only one strong foundational pillar, there's a high likelihood that life will come crashing down at some point. People also place imbalanced significance on their career role, parenting role, or caregiving role. You've either experienced this yourself or know people who have had an identity crisis when the foundation crumbles. Hi, I'm Patty Blue Hayes, author, coach, and your guide to blossoming beyond heartbreak and cultivating hope as you sow the seeds of healing. Let's look at 5 approaches based in Jungian psychology and spiritual wisdom to shift the external dependence we may have and learn how to separate our role in a relationship from our identity. 1. Self-care routine. The first thing to do is establish your own self-care routine. When you feel untethered or in free fall after a breakup, it's important to care for yourself not only because that helps you emotionally, but by creating your own plan of action for your new routine, you are grounding yourself in an endeavor that is completely independent from your ex. This new self-care practice is the first step towards detaching yourself from the person and former relationship dynamics. Include all 4 areas of yourself: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. In past videos, I've mentioned the mental wellness apps that are available, and I think those are a perfect way to set up a new routine because many of them have reminders and are interactive, offering journaling exercises, thought-provoking questions, empowering concepts, and some even have AI chat features that might become your new best friend. There are even games designed for mental wellness, so if you are craving more nutrient-rich activities, consider gamifying your self-care. 2. Self-reflection and inner work. Dream analysis is one way to explore your subconscious mind, which is the driver of our belief system. Carl Jung, a well-known psychotherapist, believed that dreams offer us a symbolic language and tap into the collective unconscious, the universal reservoir of archetypes shared by all of humanity. You may be familiar with some of these: the hero, the orphan, the sage, the caregiver, and the rebel. Our dreams often combine these elements in unexpected ways to convey deeper meanings and messages from the unconscious mind. Jung believed that humans have a shadow self, the unconscious part of our personalities that the conscious ego doesn't identify with. It contains repressed weaknesses, desires, instincts, and shortcomings. Confronting and integrating the shadow is essential for achieving psychological wholeness. Engaging in shadow work could be a valuable source of insight into your past relationship dynamics. Also, give yourself time to reflect on past relationship patterns. Identify any recurring themes or behaviors that may have contributed to your external dependency. Journaling is a powerful practice as we embark on self-reflection. Pose questions like, Who was I before this relationship? Who am I at the core of my being? What qualities do I appreciate about myself? What do I value in life? Where have I given away my power in the past? What are the essential elements I need to support myself right now? Find journaling prompts online or in any apps you use for self-care. Utilize tools like the 16 Personalities website, Enneagram Insights, SAPA project, its Synthetic Aperture Personality Assessment. Hexaco is an acronym for Honesty, Humility, Emotionality, Extroversion, Agreeableness, Conscientiousness, Openness to Experience. The VIA assessment, Values in Action. When we're in a relationship and forced to look within ourselves, we often get defensive, but being on your own without a partner is the perfect time to get honest with yourself. You may be more willing to take an honest inventory of yourself, and that will only serve you in future relationships. 3, body-mind integration. Mindfulness, meditation, breath work, physical movement, and massage are all important practices to integrate into your daily life when you're on an inward exploration to understand who you are and who you'd like to become. Stillness is the state in which we become receptive to elucidating insights. This does not have to be complicated or time-intensive. You don't need to be a hermit or take a vow of silence. If you incorporated each of these elements for just 5 minutes throughout your day, you'd absolutely notice a shift in your connection with your inner self. This holistic approach to understanding ourselves is incredibly valuable. Our thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations are all interconnected. Understanding this can help us identify how our mental and emotional states manifest in the body. And once we become aware of those signals, we can trace back to a root cause. I'm sure you've had times in your life when you didn't follow a gut feeling and then looked back with a little regret that you didn't pay attention to that signal when it first appeared. Well, engaging in these body-mind practices help you to become aware of your intuition and develop the ability to trust it. We can't do this when we're so caught up in our minds, the busy brain, or engaging in behaviors to shut off our discomfort. These deep internal changes will be uncomfortable, but it's likely that the pain of staying in our old patterns causes greater pain, and that is enough to motivate us. Are these videos valuable? If they are, please let me know by making a comment or subscribing. That's the only way for me to know if I should continue sharing this information. 4, explore spiritual practices. During times of uncertainty when we question who we are at our core, Buddhist teachings on impermanence and the nature of suffering can prove to be quite valuable as a guide to understand that attachment to external sources of happiness that often leads to suffering. When we believe that our source of happiness or our value as a human being is dependent upon another person, we have built a foundation on something unstable, which sets us up for a deep dive spiral into emotional turmoil. We can learn from esoteric traditions that emphasize the journey of the soul and the importance of inner growth. Engage in practices like tarot reading or astrology to gain a broader perspective on your life's path. Did you know you're literally made from stardust? So why not consult the wisdom of the cosmos when soul searching to find peace? The evidence supporting the idea that humans are made of the same chemical components as stardust is strong and well documented in astrophysics. From the formation of elements in stars to their distribution across the universe and incorporation into new solar systems, the story of stardust is a fundamental narrative of our cosmic origins. Imagine the vast intelligence that's there for you if you open your mind to it. 5, rebuilding your sense of self. When we've been rejected from someone who held the key to our self-esteem, we can feel pretty worthless. Make a list of your strengths, talents, and interests. Ask your family and friends to remind you of your amazing qualities. Write down the skills you have, what you offer your friends and loved ones. Focus on all the wonderful aspects about you that you only don't see because of one person. Reconnect with those hobbies and activities that you enjoyed before the relationship. You were a fully developed adult human being before you met this person. Don't let their bad behavior, poor judgment, or lack of morals determine who you will be in the future. Take back that key to your heart, your sense of self, and mentally change the locks so they don't have access to your soul any longer. They've proven that they don't deserve it. Your job now is to clean up the wreckage, learn, and don't repeat the same mistake. Set personal goals that focus on your growth and well-being. These could include learning a new skill, a goal related to healthy habits, or embarking on a travel adventure. And let's be real, sometimes the goal is to get out of bed or to have a shower or a meal. Learn to establish healthy boundaries. This is the perfect time to start saying no to others and yes to yourself. Start by pausing before answering someone's request. Let them know you have to check your calendar or give it some thought. Once you get practice and comfort with saying yes to yourself, it frees you from spending so much mental energy wondering if you've disappointed someone or if they feel let down. I used to be that way. Over time, I developed the belief that if someone has an issue to discuss with me about how they are feeling related to an interaction with me, I trust them to manage themselves to tell me. I'm not a mind reader, and I don't have interest any longer in making assumptions. It's crucial for you to come to the understanding that maintaining your individuality is essential for a balanced and fulfilling partnership. By taking action on these 5 aspects, you can begin to separate your identity from your role in a relationship. Remember, you are a complete and valuable individual, deserving of love and respect from yourself and others. Your journey of healing and self-discovery is a transformative process that will lead you to a deeper understanding of who you truly are. Each step you take brings you closer to a stronger, more authentic self. Remember, you're on a journey of healing and transformation. The seed does not become a blossom overnight.